This is Kathy Biehl of EmpowermentUnlimited.net with Astro-Insight for the week of December 20th, 2021. We have reached the pivotal week of the year. If you've listened to me for a while, you know I don't use language like that lightly. The pivotal week of the year. And what is building is a bundle of aspects that are coming to a head on December 24th and 25th. I have been warning this particular weekend will be extremely intense, not a holly jolly one, although I heard a song last week by a feminist band called Betty, have a holly jolly apocalypse. That might fit. And before you hyperventilate, apocalypse doesn't mean end of the world. It means revelation. A lot of that is happening. Much is crystallizing. Forces that have been building for a while, all year, all month, are coming to a head. And we're hitting massive turning points. The turning points have huge elements of culmination in them. This activity is ushering in the December solstice. On the 21st, the sun enters the sign of Capricorn and launches winter in the northern hemisphere, summer in the southern hemisphere, naturally and atmospherically and astrologically, a time for paying attention to what's happening to the ground beneath you, to your structures, infrastructure, the type of mountain that you are trudging up, what your goals are, what you're working toward, how you're working. An extraordinarily concrete time, despite the fact that the calendar says this is supposed to be happy holidays. Information that makes us uncomfortable is coming out, thoughts, messages, realizations, all kinds of notions that are nudging us to step up, to take charge, to take responsibility, to, be the adult in the room. There's an old carol, Christmas was meant for children, but we're all being our own adults and parents this week. So what's everything barreling toward? The 1-2 punch that's coming begins on the 24th. Again, we've been feeling it all month. We will feel it all week beforehand. It's not going to go away on the 25th. Suddenly, this is the final of 3 exact squares between the agent of structure and the old ways and the agent of radical change. Saturn in Aquarius squaring Uranus in good old earthbound Taurus. They have been traveling all year long in a tense and challenging aspect that has shaken the scaffolding, that's had us kicking walls, kicking the tires, stress testing structures, situations, networks, friendships, goals, dreams. This has shown us where our relationship with technology has been misplaced, where social structures, social situations that we thought were going to be with us aren't. The final shakeup happens on the 24th. The pair will continue to travel in an uncomfortable relationship into next year, but they will not be exact again in these signs in our lifetime. This takes place as Venus is getting good and dirty into her retrograde. She stationed, depending on when you're listening to this, retrograde on December 18. She is retrograde through the end of January. This is a time of going back over old relationships, old values, previous money situations, old things that we thought we wanted and valued. People will be coming back from the past in reminders, in memories, in social media posts, in possibly actual contact. New situations will come our way that may remind us of old ones, that may demonstrate how different we are now from choices, relationships, connections, deals we've made in the past. A Venus retrograde always affords the opportunity to revisit what we have valued, what we have welcomed in, what we have allowed ourselves to desire. New things that show up may not have the value, the longevity, the desirability that they present. This is not a time to get engaged, to get married, to start a new business. Venus in Capricorn in this retrograde is very much focused on what is real, what is durable, what has lasting value. No frills, no fluff. Everything must be usable, dependable, reliable, and be something that could appreciate in value and stand with you for the long haul. And this one has an extra special wrinkle, which we've already experienced and we will continue to play out for quite a while. Venus is doing a long-term dance with her counterpart in desire and money, Pluto, the guy that rules all the deep treasures and secrets and spooky things in our psyches, in the back rooms, in closets, in the earth. Obsession, compulsion, phobias, huge, unfathomable amounts of money. Venus and Pluto fusing together 3 times between December and March. The first one happened on the 11th. The second one is complete on, raise your hand if you can tell, yes, December 25th. The 1-2 punch of this weekend is something shattering, something breaking loose, our hold on something snapping, switches going down, perspectives changing in an instant, epiphanies going off, and permanent change as a result with Venus-Pluto doing the cleanup. Venus-Pluto can cut something off, can pull something off life support, can put a nail in the coffin, can cut things out. It can also deeply, deeply narrow in on, hone in on the 1 or 2 really important non-negotiable things and want them with an intense and lasting passion, which may not make complete sense to the rest of the world. But insight and understanding are possible. If nothing else, you may have a much better idea of what in the world is going on within you and in your life. Because on the 26th, all of this intensity is followed by a lovely opportunity to take it easy, to get understanding, compassion, forgiveness, a higher vision of things. Maybe just sit back, take in a bunch of eggnog, and allow yourself to escape in streaming holiday movies or whatever else you feel like as Mercury makes a sextile to Neptune. This is not your normal end of the year, not your normal holiday weekend. Definitely big, big, big changes afoot. You've already seen hints of many of them. You've already experienced the first waves of many of them. Another huge wave is coming. And that Mercury-Neptune sextile on the far side of it tells me we'll be fundamentally happy with however this plays out. We will be able to see the benefit, the bigger picture, the higher reason. And I keep thinking of the end of the, I think it was 80s film, Places in the Heart. Really intense story about a small child who accidentally kills a sheriff, and then he is, of course, killed, and all these weird things that happen with people. And at the end of the film, all of the characters end up sitting in a church together, and the little boy and the sheriff are sitting next to each other, I think, along with the people who lynched the little boy. They're all in church together. We are all in some kind of church together, or at least the door is open to us, by the end of the weekend. Homing thought of the week. How important is it? Yes, it was last week's. It's that important of a thought that we have it again this week. How important is it? Song of the week. One theme, two songs, Survivor by Destiny's Child, or if you prefer a slightly older version, I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor. And the image of the week is the Judgment card in the Rider-Waite interpretation of the tarot, with the angel Gabriel blowing his horn. You will learn more about all this in my forecasts for the Gemini full moon and December, both of which are up at my site, empowermentunlimited.net, where you can sign up for my mailing list and get a Jupiter in Pisces quick reference guide as a thank you, and book a session with me. I'm Kathy Biehl, a professional astrologer with more than 30 years' experience. I host the show Celestial Compass on Om Times Radio on the first and third Monday of every month at 5 p.m. Eastern. And this week, I am talking with the intuitive prospector, Mark Lanehart, about strategies for coping with the world as it is becoming. I also host lively conversation on Facebook at Empowerment Unlimited in the group The Astro-Insight Lounge. I have lots of bonus content at patreon.com/Kathy Biehl, including at the $10 level, an explanation of the December solstice chart, and I am deeply grateful to the people who support my work there. I'm on Instagram at @KABiehl and on YouTube at the Professional Aquarian channel. Talk to you next week.